But in terms of like knowing what you're going to get, because Moneke is the guy that you know the least about. We know the least of what we're going to get out of him, what he's going to be able to show. The guy that is probably the most predictable is the guy that's 25 years old that did a missionary trip between high school and college. Is a 25 and a third-year player in the NBA, which is pretty ripe for the NBA as a third year, and doesn't necessarily have a ceiling that's expanding in any way and it isn't super high, but what he offers is certainly a luxury in this league, and that's three-point shooting, and Sam Merrill really does that. He shot 42% in college in 36 NBA games, 30 in his rookie year with Milwaukee, where he won a championship, and 6 in his second year with Memphis before he got waived. He's shooting 40%. And I think he was shooting like 43% in the first 30 games, like with Milwaukee. He was tearing it up from three. Like he going into camp, just strictly talking about 3-point shooting, he's actually one of the best players there. And that's a big deal. And in terms of like a 15th spot, like we're talking about like the third spot having to take over for one of the point guards for the third point guard spot, having to take over for Fox or Mitchell if they get hurt. Well, think about the fact that, well, like what if you have shooters in Herter, Monk, Davis, Barnes and Murray, I guess also you would say. Like if you needed that extra punch from 3-point land, if one or two of those guys is out for a period of time or for a game or something, you need that extra floor stretcher. I mean, Merrill's the perfect guy. I mean, he'd be the guy to do it. And this team has put such a focus on 3-point shooting that he would be perfect for that. But then at the same time, too, they also want to put such a focus on defense. And at 6'4", his wingspan's never been posted, but why post it if it's extremely average? Sounds like a euphemism for something. That's probably good. Just write that down, boys. He's kind of a liability on defense. But in terms of that 15th spot, what he'd be able to do filling in for a shooter, like he'd be great at that. And he's kind of a sure thing in that regard. You know what you're going to get. It's not super dynamic, but what he does is well. And to be fair to him, too, he's also a pretty good ball handler, good passer, good understanding of the game. He can be a handler in the pick and roll or even do a pick and pop thing. His shooting is such a big – I mean, it's so good that he actually becomes a factor for defenders, where if he's running the pick and roll, he can step back if defenders are going to be stupid and let him shoot a three. He can draw a double team and hit the open roller, or he can – he's not explosive or anything like that. He's not an exceptional ball handler, but like if the defense kind of, gives him a gap, he can get in there, and he's really good with his floater, and he's not like, again, explosive or exceptional around the rim, but he can do some things and surprise you. So he's not to be messed with. He knows his strengths and he plays to him on offense, and he can be very useful. You wouldn't just be getting a shooter, you wouldn't just be getting like like Mike Dunleavy or something like that. Like you'd be getting a guy that could really be dynamic on offense. But again, the defense is a question. But he's probably got the upper hand going into camp, I would say.
You think so? Over Okpala?
Just for that reason. Just because, like, Okpala, there's still like he kind of needs to shoot. Like, Merrill, it's like, you're not expecting him to play defense. You're never going to expect him to play defense. So it's just like, like I said, what you're going to get from him. And I think that you might need to plug in shooting more than you need to plug in defense, because I think this team, it doesn't have like a bunch of exceptional defenders. You have guys that have they're defensively average with upside, like guys like Kevin Herter or even De'Aaron Fox. Like I would say that he has upside to be a really good defender. Like if Mike Brown can get the system going, it's not so much about having freak athletes coming in to play defense. It's about guys that can come in and play team defense. And when you think about the awareness and kind of fundamentally sound game that Merrill plays, again, he's not going to go out there and especially against guys on the perimeter, they're probably going to blow by him a lot of the time. He's still going to be like an effective and do the best he can. He plays hard in terms of team defense. So I just think that for that reason, he's got the edge going in. Okpala could easily take it from him, but he's got to show it first. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I totally get you. Shooting's at a premium in the NBA, and he's proven that he can, be an effective shooter. So, no, I totally get it. I can see why he could easily be the leader for this 15th and final roster spot. So, I mean, with Fox and Sabonis on this team, like, yeah, you need defense, and Okpala provides that. But no, I agree. I mean, you need guys to hit shots on the perimeter if, Davis or Herter or Monk go down, and you need to bring in a guy who can, hit at some wide open looks. Merrill's that guy out of the three. So, and something else you mentioned, and I didn't realize or I didn't put it together, was that Sam Merrill won the championship on the Bucks. And so it's like going back onto the Kings culture, and they're trying to, establish this winning culture. I mean, you got Merrill, these guys fighting for these five guys fighting for the last two roster spots. You got Merrill, who, you said won a championship with the Bucks. You got Okpala, who went to the NBA Finals and, with the Heat, but lost to the Lakers. You got Cook and Dellavedova, who are NBA. Did Dellavedova won an NBA championship, right? With the Cleveland.
Yeah, he won it the second year, and I think Cook won it with. Didn't Cook win in 2020 with the Lakers too?
Yeah, he won with 2020 the Lakers, and I think he won with the Warriors.
Yeah, 2018 with the Warriors.
Yeah, and so it's like, yeah, these guys aren't going to be like the leaders of this team or anything, but at least they know what like a winning culture looks like and can definitely add value in that.